Dart skill presents properties of integers. There are two important properties of addition you might have already used in solving problems even without knowing what they are called. Let me write down the names. Properties of addition. And one of them is called the associative property. And the other one is called the commutative property. The associative property of addition tells us that if we have a grouping in an addition sentence, for example, let's say we want to add 3 plus 4 plus 5, 4 plus 5 inside a parenthesis, meaning that's one group. So if you were to follow PEMDAS or BODMAS, you would do the bracket first. So you would add 4 with 5 to get a 9 and add 3 plus 9 to get a 12. So this answer is 12. And the associative property is, even if you change the grouping in this sentence, for example, if you want to do 3 plus 4 in one group and then add the 5, it's still the same answer. And in fact it is. 3 plus 4 is 7 and 7 plus 5 is 12. Now this might look silly, it might look pretty obvious, there's nothing special about it, and you might be wondering why we are creating and watching a video on this. Like I said, we tend to use the associative property of addition pretty often even without knowing that we are actually using this property. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're trying to add 4 plus 17, and that's in one group, and trying to add 23 to this. Now, I don't mean in any ways that this is one of those most difficult types of problems to do mentally, but it might take you a little while to figure out the answer. But if you just change the grouping, because we have a 7 here, we have a 3 here, and we know that 7 and 3 will add up to 10. So it's like the two pieces of a puzzle fitting together. So instead of doing a 4 plus 17 in one parenthesis, we could just do 4 plus 17 plus 23 in one. And that actually helps, because if you do 17 plus 23, like I said, 7 and 3 will add up to 10. And this 1 and this 2 in the tens place, that means we have a 10 here and a 20 here, that's a 30. 30 and another 10 out of this makes it 40. So we have a 40 here. Plus 4, that's 44. So changing the grouping helped, right? The commutative property of addition tells us that we can add numbers in any order. For example, if you have the addition sentence 4 plus 5 plus 10, that's exactly the same as 10 plus 5 plus 4, or let's say 4 plus 10 plus 5, and so on. So we can add numbers in any order. And once again, it might seem pretty obvious, but the fact of the matter is we tend to use the commutative property more often than we actually realize. Imagine you have an addition sentence that goes like, let's say, 14 plus negative 6 plus 21 plus 6 plus 9. If you just follow this same order as given to add these numbers, it's not that you're not going to get the right answer, you are still going to get the right answer. But if you just have a look at this addition sentence, you'll probably realize that a little tweaking with this order of adding these numbers probably makes it a lot easier. For example, we have a negative 6 here and we have a positive 6 here. So imagine doing this addition as negative 6 plus 6, and that's a 0, we know that. And then combine the 21 with the 9, plus 21 plus 9. 1 plus 9 is 10, and therefore this part is a 30. And then we have a 14 in the end. That looks a lot easier, right? 30 plus 14 is 44 than the actual order given in the problem. That's exactly what the commutative property of addition is about.